Hello everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel. I missed you all so much. I'm so happy to be bringing you another video. So today I'm going to be working with a lot of scrapbook.com exclusive products, amazing line of dies and stamps and stickers and all the goods. So the first thing I'm going to show you in the first half of this video is going to be a bunch of the cards that I made with these products. So I love seeing product release videos, but I really love when I get to see a finished product go along with it. So I'm going to try to do that today for you. And then also I'll be making this card at the second half of the video with you all. So we'll get to craft too. So let's get into it. I got so many fun things from scrapbook.com, so I'm going to share with you some of those products and then some of the cards I made. So right here we have the Bold Caps outline and Bold Caps solid. And so I pulled out some of their stencil from them, and this is Sunny Days Ahead, so you can kind of see that. I love that you can make slimline cards with this because it's so big, and so I decided to do just that. And so these two cards right here I made, where I got to make my own sentiment, and then also use the slimline style for the card. So that was a lot of fun. And then also this is another stamp set for letters as well. So lots of new alphabet letters that came out with scrapbook.com, so you can customize your sentiment. So I just added some sequins. I used Distress Oxide and then some glitter over it just to give it a little bit of that ombre and kind of sun look. So that's a lot of fun, and also I need to remind myself of this sometimes. The next one is this this letter set. This one is the vintage type upper and vintage type lower, and this Mums stencil right here, which I think is just beautiful. So I decided to go super simple and elegant with that. I first used some Distress Oxide on it to get some darker yellow here and then lighter yellow on the outside. I put my stencil back over it and used some glitz glitter gel in the clear, and I was able to get this beautiful look right here, so I'll show you. And then I made my own sentiment as well, so we can see that kind of close up. Really super sparkly. So that was the simpler card I made. Moving on to a Get Well card, because I need one of those. Right here I just have this really fun confetti stencil. Again, love the size of them, they're so great. And then this Thinking of You die set right here, which says Thinking of You and Get Well on there also. And then I just made this cute little shaker card here. This is a Heffy Doodle set, and this is a Jilly Bean set. So this little superhero is bringing in a bowl of soup. So that was a lot of fun. Very simple card. It's easy to make shakers when they're symmetrical like that. So that was fun. The next one I want to show is from this scrapbook.com stamp set here. That's my mask. Disregard my mask. But that's a castle, and it's called Magical Day. You have a lot of different types of sentiments, meaning different fonts. This is like where you stamp in black and the white is where the word is. And so I thought that was really cool. I love the balloon. That's versatile for anything. And then this right here, this Bring On the Magic, is one stamp, but I decided to cut out the magic and lay it on top of each other. So I made this one, and this is kind of remnant of a Disney movie, but I put the castle down here in pink, did some stickles on it, and then I masked all those balloons. And so on that one, yep, so I used the balloon from the stamp set as well as the stencil. But I also used the balloon from this stamp set on this card too. And I just stamped out 3, cut them out, popped them up. But then my clouds back here are 2 different stencils. And so I have a rainbow stencil, and then I have a cloud stencil. And so what I did was I first did the rainbows in rainbow order, so just different colors of rainbows. And then I went back in and I lined up one of the clouds to stencil on over the rainbows. I filled that in with stickles once it was done. And then I added my Celebrate first with my stamp sets. And that was it. And then I just added stickles last. Another card I used this little clouds stencil on was this one right here. And I don't know, 2020, I'll tell you what, took a lot from us this 2020, and also apparently took fall. So we're right into winter today, but I decided to enjoy the summer while it was here, and I made this card, so that was fun. And then I put down from this die set here, summer, these 3 words, and then just used some stickles to make it shiny and added some sparkling sequins. So that was, it made me, you know, say goodbye to summer appropriately, I guess. I have closure now. This is the Rainbow Wishes Die from scrapbook.com, and I love this. It's so, all of these come out separately, so I got 2 cards out of it, and you get a banner as well. And this is how I have this one. I have the Heartfelt Wishes and the Snowflake Wishes. So I'll show you cards I made with that also. And then I have this really nice Inspire die set with the words sweet, love, life, and inspire. And so I got to make 2 cards from the one die. So I just, right here, this is the main image for the die. I used these new sticker books from scrapbook.com here to just put down some really simple sentiments. This is one of the sticker books here. Lots of cute sentiments, and then you also get lots of letters in different colors. They're themed by color, so this one is the gold, black, and white. And so I used that to make some of my, you'll see some of my little sub-sentiments. But this one I used Life on, the die, and this one I used Inspire. And this is an old background I had. And so I just die cut it. And then right here I used my snow marker. So you all know I love that snow marker now. I get lots and lots of use out of it. So I was able to use some clouds for it too. And so that is the Rainbow Wishes die. Let's move into the Heartfelt Wishes. I wanted to make a really super simple card and clean and simple. I had this already alcohol background in my stash, and so I die cut it with the Heartfelt Wishes. I used the banner in black cardstock, and then I took one of those sticker book sentiments and says, "You're my favorite," and then I added some really nice sparkly gold accents, as well as the dots right here is actually black nail polish. And it was just really fun to make something clean and simple on that one. Let's move into a holiday coming up. So I used this little squares stencil, as well as this scrapbook.com bold basics. This is both in, I have the capital, uppercase, and lowercase letters. So on this one I used uppercase, and I used the letters to spell out the word spooky. This is, again, a background. I knew all those backgrounds I made would come in handy. And I had this little lawn fawn set here with the cute little bats. And so I die cut the word spooky in there and then added some googly eyes. So you can see the googly eyes. They're looking at you. And then I made a slimline card. So I used some Distress Oxide on the background. And then I added some gold embossing powder, and that gives me sort of like a mixed media look, which is not something I normally do. And then I put little googly eyes in that one as well. So that was fun for my Halloween cards. Lastly, before we get into making a card, I have some cards I made with the Snowflake, and this one is Merry Christmas die set, as well as the scrapbook.com classic font. So right here I used the Snowflake and the Merry Christmas. I just did a little bit of shadow on some navy cardstock with the black soot. I flicked some white paint on it. I added this silver snowflake because it comes with this banner, so I just used the top of it and cut it off. And then the Merry Christmas with a little bit of that Hero Art puff embossing powder. And so that was all I did besides add a little bit of sequins. And then also I had a background here, so a little non-traditional colors. I used the classic type font for the snow. Then I just added a couple little sequins I had in my stash, but that is it for the cards I made with all these awesome products. So that's the last of the card projects that I'll show you. Let's get into what we're all here to do, and that is craft. We're going to start off by taking the slimline card here. This is the front panel that I'm going to be using. And I'm going to take this Sunny Days Ahead stencil. I have been having a lot of fun with this stencil. For some reason, it just brightens my day. Pun intended. So I am going to I'm not stapling anything. I'm going to tape my stencil to my glass mat. And you can see me picking it up at the bottom because obviously it's not as long as a slimline card. I don't even know if slimlines have a traditional size, to be quite honest with you. I think it's kind of just long rectangular shapes, but a lot of the dies that you can purchase for them are like a 3.5 by 8.5, and so in the largest size. So that's why I'm just going to lift that bottom piece up and get to inking. So I pulled out Catherine Pooler inks, very juicy, very fun to play with, and my Weeble Wobble Scrapbook.com foam tool. If you don't know why I call it a Weeble Wobble, try standing it up on the foam. It's not a Weeble Wobble. I just realized that Weeble wobble, but they don't fall down, correct? Well, this will fall down. So anyway, it's beveled on the ends. So there goes my whole theory. I have to question some things about my life from now on. So let's get back to the card here. I am just making a rainbow sunshine ray. And I don't think that there's anything more perfect than a ray of sunshine that's in rainbow colors. These little sponges soak up so much ink. I couldn't believe it. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to just blend a little bit more here, but I'm going to use a little bit of that ink for some fun. They soak up way more ink than the Tim Holtz, in my opinion. So I squished them all over my mat there, and then I'm just going to pick up some of these colors, because why not? You already know I have an obsession with picking up ink left over. But I couldn't believe how much was on these foam tools. So in the way of vibrancy and saturation for color on your ink blending, those are great. And also I didn't see any harsh lines. So it's pretty good. All right, we're going to pull out our tall skinny dies here. These are from, of course, scrapbook.com as well. And I thought, boy, how would these look? Because they look like super skinny. So I decided to die cut the word bright. But first I'm going to take my bold uppercase stamp set, and I am going to put this in my MISTI, and I'm going to stamp with some VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink because it's really stark black. It's just perfect for what I'm trying to do here. So I get that all laid down in there, and I am going to ink this up. Very simple. I have that little sticky thing behind my panel just to assist with a little bit more so it doesn't move. It's not necessary. I just like to do it. And I'm going to stamp this out, and I'm going to do it 2 times, because although after you see the first time I stamped this, I don't think I even needed to do it 2 times, but I was like, well, just in case. Just in case of what? I don't know. But, you know, we're going for it. So there we go. Beautifully stamped. That's my favorite ink for that. So I'm going to take this scrapbook.com glue. Now this is it's very tacky when it dries. And so you want to make sure you don't get any extra on your project. But I really like that technique or that attribute rather, for glue when you want to add foil to your cards, because you can just kind of put the glue in any way you want on your card, let it dry, and then it's tacky and you can pick up the foil with it. So I think that's really cool. And it dries a lot faster than if I was to use the deco foil or something like that. So that was cool. But I decided, because these were so skinny, that I was going to take my tweezers right here, and I'm going to pick up the letter, and I'm going to dip the letter into the glue like so. And then that way I get just a very tiny coating of the adhesive on the back of that letter. I opted to go for this rounded around, sort of like around the shape of the sun with my word bright. And so I'm going to have shine bright to go on this entire card. But yeah, just using that, it's really good. You can use spray adhesive too, because that will be easy to use with such a thin, intricate type of die. But I thought this was as easy a technique as the liquid adhesive. And so I'm just going to finish that up right there. Moving on to some accent pieces for this card. So I'm going to take out some gold stickles, and I'm just going to put little highlights on the word shine. I thought that was a nice touch. And then what I'm going to do is take that same gold stickles, and I am going to outline my sun right here. Now I thought about going way over the top, but I resisted because I was really afraid if I ruined this card, how much, I put a lot of work into it. And my idea, it was either going to make it great or it was going to break it, like make or break. So I opted just to do the outline of the sun, but I did go back with 2 layers to kind of thicken that out just a little bit. But what I wanted to do was outline every single ray with the gold stickles. So what do you think? Do you think I should have done it? Or do you think safety was key? I don't know. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will list everything I used below in the description box, so you can check those things out there. Also, my Linktree link below, so that if you wanted to connect on other social media platforms, you can find those links as well. I hope everyone out there is hanging in. My days are touch and go sometimes, but I do enjoy communicating with all of you, so I will see you in the comment section and in the next video. Have a great one. Bye-bye.